Well, hey there, everybody. We're back for another free-to-play comparison. I did this series the first time with Hot Springs Camilla, and you guys seem to like it, so I'm gonna try it again. Again, just kind of working some things out in the process, so it might look a little different, but we're gonna cover similar stuff that we did the last time. So this time we are, of course, talking about Valentine's Titania, or Greil's devoted Titania. She is the new Red Tome Cavalry free Tempest Trial unit. That's a mouthful. Oddly enough, there wasn't a whole lot of identical comparison. In fact, right now in-game, there are 3 Red Tome Cavalry units. Sacred Memories, Erica and Leo, and this Titania. So there wasn't really a whole lot to really go on. If you have one of the other 2 that are not free to play, I mean, Eric is probably the better option. She hits a little bit harder as well as a little bit faster, but not by much, and she's just a slightly bit more tanky. Leo is, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Leo. I don't know what's up with him. He's got quicker pose. That's pretty much it. But she is pretty similar-ish to Erica from Sacred Memories. So if you don't have her, congratulations. This Titania is definitely no second fiddle. You can see her stats over here, along with some other closely related free-to-play stat lines that are Red Tomes. And probably the most comparable one would be Aversa. I feel like of the free Red Tomes that we have so far, Titania excluded, I'm going to try and keep my personal bias out of this. She's probably the most useful. She's a Red Tome Flyer, which, you know, again, is a semi-rare free-to-play movement type and unit type and things like that. So, ultimately, I would say she compares the closest to Aversa, but I've got some other ones in there as well. The skills that she has is, of course, Loyal Wreath, which is inheritable, so if you want to fodder that off, you definitely could. If the unit is adjacent to an ally, of course, it grants attack speed, defense, res +3 during combat, and it can be inherited to any Red Tome user, and it also has upgrades, the standard ones. Those are going to be the attack, defense, res, and speed. Attack will get you, you know, 1 + 1. Defense will get you +3, res will get you +3, and speed will get you +2. All of those, of course, are accompanied by a +2 HP buff, so take that for what you will. She has anywhere from +1 attack to +2 speed to +3 in either defense or res that you can refine as well. Triangle Adept is her A slot skill, which is not the 4-star skill that she has. It's this is the 5-star skill that she has. Which is surprising. You can see she is one of 7 units that has this this ability, or this skill rather, and 3 of them really are fairly common for the most part. Roy, Selena, and Cordelia down there. They pop up pretty frequently for me, at least. I don't know about you guys. The other ones are seasonal options. There's Performing Arts Azura and Hoshiden Summer Ryoma. And then, of course, we have Saniki locked at 5-star. Don't fodder Saniki for Triangle Adept. Just don't do it. And honestly, if you're going to fodder off your Titania, do not fodder her for Triangle Adept, because that is just dumb. There's obviously a lot more frequent users that you can pick up and utilize that skill from if you really need a Triangle Adept. But overall, Triangle Adept 3 is a little bit under par when you're actually trying to accomplish a whole lot in the game. The thing that she's really going to stand out with is Attack Res Link, and Adrift Camilla is the only other unit that has this skill. It is, of course, therefore locked to 5-star, at least it was. This is the 4-star unlocked skill that Titania has, so she will happily bring home Attack Res Link 3, which, if you didn't know, if movement assist skill like reposition, shove, pivot, etc. is used by unit or units or targets the unit, grants attack res +6 to the unit and target ally or unit and targeting ally for 1 turn. So, it's worth noting that staff units cannot inherit this skill, so if you were really excited to get attack res link on Ethlyn or some other staff unit, Halloween Mia, it's not going to happen. Staff units cannot get that skill. But attack res link skills are very interesting, and they make for a lot of very curious combos. She also comes with swap. Again, there's a lot of units with swap. I'm not really worried about the support skill. If you want swap, there's plenty of fodder for that. Do not fodder. Please do not fodder Valentine Titania for a swap. So that is more or less her skill set in a nutshell. If you're going to fodder her off, attack res link, obviously the best one. Or Loyal Wreath could be pretty interesting as well if you want to give that to a red tome unit that you got. That could be really interesting. That could be really interesting. So it's worth noting that there are some other red tome free-to-play units that we've got. More than a handful, actually. There's several on here that I didn't actually list. There's units like Lion, Julius is on there, Canis is on there. But the ones that I have listed right here are Aversa, Arvis, and Garnef. And that's mainly because their stat lines sort of parody Titania's. The others are a little bit harder hitting, and they are a little bit slower. And that's not really Titania's jam. So she likes to hit, you know, not relatively all that strong, but she is pretty fast, and she's got a decent res tank as well. So that's kind of where these units down here come in. Titania, of course, has HP of 35, attack of 30, which is pretty meh. Defense of 17, res of 30, and speed of 33, which is respectable for a free unit. Aversa, however, has HP of 42, attack of 33, speed of 34, defense of 17, and res of 24. So you can see the stat lines, if you just look at the bars, they are pretty darn similar. Obviously, she's a little bit faster. She hits just a little bit harder. Defense is the same, and she can't quite tank a res hit like Titania could. And of course, the movement type is different. So as you're considering if you should build up your Titania, that is something that you're going to have to really think about. It's not going to fit a one-fits-all kind of team situation because the movement type is different. And then we've also got Arvis, HP of 33, attack of 34, speed of 31, defense of 17, and res of 33. Defenses are a little bit closer with Arvis this time around. Not as much HP, so slightly similar there compared to the difference between Aversa and Titania. And then, you know, a little bit slower, hits a little bit harder, but he is an infantry unit. And then there's Garnef. Garnef is, again, probably one of the closer units. They both have the same attack, so 30 feels a little bit bad, honestly. Defense of 27, so definitely higher defense, but a little bit lower res. HP is a little bit higher, so he is a slightly bit more tanky, even, you know, with the lower res. And then, you know, relatively close speed as well. So these are all slightly similar red tome units. And again, the thing that makes Titania very, very different is that she is a red tome unit. And I brought up Sacred Memories, Erica, and Leo at the beginning of this video because they are the only other red tome cavalry units that we have. Now, when you're looking at these stats, sure, they're great, but it ultimately, like I said, comes down to team composition. If you're looking for a free-to-play, friendly horse emblem team, and you don't really have any great sword cav units, and believe me, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of red sword cavs. Titania definitely would fit on a team. Again, she's going to take a little bit more buff, but if you keep her kind of close to you know, friendly units, she will get that buff from her weapon. You can, use her link skill to raise her attack again. So it's not like she's just this weakling that's never going to get any KOs, right? Ultimately, my recommendation would be, yes, build a good Titania. And here's why. The red Tome cavalry unit is very, very sparse. There's 3 in-game total, including her. The other 2, which are not free to play, they have been around for a while, but they haven't really been on, well, they've been on some banners, let's say. But this is an option that you could plus 10 pretty easily once she gets added to the Greil pool. And ultimately, that's kind of where it comes down to. If you're looking for a horse emblem team, or you just want a strong special hitter in the red category for whatever reason, team composition is kind of the key with her. She's not bad. There are units like Aversa who are free to play that I think are probably a little bit better than Titania. But ultimately, if you're looking for a cav unit, who is red, who is special, this is pretty much your only get. This is pretty much your only option. So I would definitely recommend building up Titania for sure. Her stats aren't really that bad. And again, she is a free to play. You can plus 10 her at some point potentially. And Dragon Flowers exist now too. So that's always a thing as well. So there you go. That's kind of a deep dive. That's the comparison that we have for free-to-play units right now. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you going to build up a Titania? We must protect that smile, first and foremost. That is the important thing. But that's it. That's what I got for you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you going to build her up? Are you going to fodder her off for attack res link? Please don't fodder her off for swap or triangle adept. That would just be silly nonsense, and nobody wants that. But either way, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.